Hi, I'm Kim Weir. When I was a young newlywed, also going to Grace Bible Church, and too many years ago to admit, I was also a very young Christian. So I was newly adulting, I was a new wife, I was new to the Bible, and I was newly committed to church for the very first time. There wasn't a single thing in my life that was on firm footing. Back then, Grace was a small church, and they didn't have a women's ministry. But what they did have was a vibrant ministry, woman to woman. With no official organization, women at Grace found ways to encourage one another, to teach one another, and to serve together. I was adopted by a few women and invited to a Bible study. I was taught the power of prayer by being invited to pray. I was entrusted with my very first teaching gig, and it was the 3-year-olds. But then I was equipped with what to do and how to do it. And I even got invited to a weekly basketball game, and not athletic at all, but it was more an invitation to friendship than anything else. Those things changed my life. They removed the shifting sand beneath my feet, and they helped me grow a foundation of deeper faith. And not just me, but generations of women at Grace Bible Church before me have had that experience, and generations since I first came. We're a bigger church now, and it makes sometimes harder to make those connections. And so we have a more organized women's ministry team. I am just the latest to get to steward that team, and I wanted to share with you that not much has changed in the mission of Women Reaching Women. Our goal is still reaching up, reaching out, and reaching in. The same things that were given to me when I first came to Grace Bible Church. So let me just share with you how we're doing that. Reaching up, our vertical relationship is the most important relationship that we have. It is the solid rock of our foundation. And so through Bible studies, our goal is to encourage you in the growth of that relationship. Our Bible studies aren't so much designed to teach you as they are to teach you how to learn and study for yourself. I hope you'll think about joining us in that, because these are the skills that will last you a lifetime no matter where you go. Our study this semester is on Matthew. We also invite you to be part of praying. There are women's prayer groups. Right now there's a missionary prayer group, but then small groups get together to pray. Learning and developing prayer is one of the most important things we can do in that context of that vertical relationship. When you come to Bible study, a significant area of development within our Bible studies groups is actually developing our prayer life as well. But we also want to develop our inward relationships, that connection that we have with one another. And so we do that in different ways. It can be really awkward to figure out how to develop new relationships when we're so busy and sometimes feel disconnected. So we create events throughout the year that we hope you'll come to that are for fellowship. We have one on September 5th that ought to be fun. Nachos, how can you go wrong? The idea is just to help you develop connections because we're in this life together. Another important area of connecting inwardly is our FFE groups, and these are intergenerational, younger to older. They're fellowship dinners that take place once a month for 9 months, where you stay in the same group and you really get to know women from different life stages, and you get to not only share what you've learned but also glean what other people have learned. Ask anybody that's been in FFE to tell you about it, and then I hope you'll accept the invitation to join us. And then finally, outwardly, serving other people. Obviously, we can serve. You're invited. We want you to serve within the women's ministry context, serving other women, but serving outwardly. Project 31 is a remarkable ministry that's been started here at Grace, and it meets on Tuesday mornings. And what they do is find ways, practical ways, to show the love of Christ to those in need. So whether it's knitting mats for the homeless or caps or some other way, they are a team of people that just work together in fellowship with showing the love of Christ outwardly. And the bonus is it's also inward, because they have an opportunity to encourage each other and pray for each other. It actually turns out to be a fellowship group as well. That's on Tuesday mornings. And then finally, Prayer in the City is a new ministry we have coming, and it will be the opportunity to go out onto the street with the love of Christ, to pray for those in need, to invite them, to invite God into their situation, and then hopefully to have an opportunity to share the gospel with them as well. Prayer in the City, that's coming. So nothing has changed at Grace. Our focus in women's ministry is upward, outward, and inward. I just wanted to share that with you and invite you to participate, but not just for the places that will meet your need, but will you also think about how you participating might just be the difference between some young woman who shows up with knees trembling, not knowing a lot, but desperately wanting to belong.